Okay, wow. It has been a ridiculously long time since I've talked about Roblox adventure games. Like, I think it's almost been like 6 or 7 months. Like, I don't know, I'll have to check. But it has been a very, very long time since we've talked about Roblox adventure games. So, I think to close off the year, I think we'll just talk about them. I guess we'll just try to see kind of where they are now, you know? Kind of give an update on a lot of the games that I talked about. And let's start with the good, because, yeah. So, in August or September of this year, Pyrite Adventure 3. Finally, we got some news about it. It exists, guys, it exists, thankfully. And, I even made a video on it. There was a demo that came out. It had, 3 levels in it, 3 entire levels. They were pretty awesome. It's just great to know that the game is still working and still being worked on, and it still exists, and we're still gonna get it. So it's coming early 2024, they said. So I'm really looking forward to it, since it's really, really close now. Another game that I didn't really talk about but is having a lot of progress is a game called Detriment, which is actually being made by a friend of mine. Detriment is this really, really cool action platformer it's got a lot of abilities, it's got a lot of movement options, it's got a story that is very action-packed and will take some turns that really no one will really be expecting. It's just a lot of fun, and it just seems so much bigger than the team that's making it is, and yet it just looks amazing. I don't know exactly when it's coming, but it's coming very, very, very soon. So just put that on your radar, you know. It's gonna be great. So now let's get into some not so happy. So let's talk about the big fish. Let's talk about Stars Align real quick, because, you know, whole channel thing. And I'm gonna ramble about it a bit, I guess. Sorry in advance that I'm gonna be rambling about Stars Align. Whoa! No rambles about Stars Align? Whoa, he's never done that before, guys. So we started up the year, you know, kind of new team, kind of from last year, new team. Didn't really hear much about anything. We got some OST drops every now and then. Then in July, the July devlog, we got that big teaser where, like, they showed us that they had completely overhauled everything. The art style had changed. The World 1 was completely unrecognizable. Everything looked complete. Everything looked finished, except for the cape. But, you know, it's just a cape, right? Yeah, it was a huge teaser. It looked so amazing. This really, really hyped up the community and everything. And then they put it's coming this summer. It is coming this summer. So they gave themselves a pretty huge window. The teaser came out in, like, May or June? I can't remember, but it was like an early spring, summer teaser. Late spring, early summer teaser, and they were like, that's right, Stars Align is coming out this summer. And it was, yeah, huge teaser. Massive teaser. And then from there on out, they were kind of silent about teasers, but they started showing us stuff about the cape, because that was like the one thing that, like, wasn't on the Star Child design, but they were making the cape. And the cape was pretty cool. So, following the development of a freaking cape. But, you know what? It's a cool cape. You know, but then of course it got delayed again. I mean, this is Stars Align. Like, well, what are you gonna do? And then Scalar stepped down. It's just like, okay, that already happened before, sure. And now Scarlett's the lead, and if I'm gonna be honest, yeah, she's definitely more active, I will say. One thing I liked about Rover era that Scalar never really did was, there was never, like, any of those, like, silly leaks, like, that were, like, funny. Like, they still showed you something, but they were still, like, funny. And I like that Scarlett actually does that again. It's just bringing that humor back into the community. And even if they're not, you know, dev updates, they're still, well, you get to still see what's going on. You get to see the funnier side of Stars Align development, which I think is really cool. So, clap and a half for that. Stars Align's probably not coming this year. It's probably going to come next year, and it's probably not going to be soon next year. So yeah, we're really pushing up the age gap here, but it'll come when it'll come, no matter how old we'll get. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. I would much rather, as much as I hate waiting on this game for so long, and as much as I wish they would just put it out already, it would be so much better if the game comes out and it's amazing, rather than we wait on it and then it comes out and then it's a piece of garbage. You know how much that would suck? You know how bad that would be if we waited, what year were we on? Like 4 or 5 years, and then it just comes out and then the game's like hot garbage. That would be turbo bad. That would be super bad, if that were the case. Kind of makes you wonder like how many of them are working on it at a time, because like Team Nova is a huge team. But me personally, I think I can genuinely actually see the kind of the declining interest in Stars Align at this point. Like I think people, not a lot of people are saying it, but I think a lot of people are starting to get fed up with how long it's taking. I feel like a very easy way to remedy this, and even the devs were talking about it, it's having some sort of like lore or story related devlog, because it seems like we know next to nothing about this game, and the more people are seeing of it, the more it's looking like it's going to be just Mario, where the story doesn't really matter, when in reality Stars Align, I think the biggest draw of Stars Align is the story. Stars Align is not a game like Find Everything, where, you know, the draw is the platforming, because I mean, let's be real, as cool as Stars Align's platforming is now, it does not hold a candle to other games where on Roblox, or even off of Roblox, where platforming is the main focus now. The main draw of this game is the story and the characters and the worlds and the world building and the boss fights and the collecting, obviously. But like, the gameplay is just to serve as a way to get between the places, and it's not going to be like groundbreaking, so it just has to be the best it can be. So like the story has to be good, because that's the main draw. And I feel like since no one really knows anything about the story at this point, that's why interest in the game is kind of waning, I would say. So I feel like if they want the game to do better and be revived and honestly become interesting again, they need to talk about the story more, because they've been keeping that so close to their chest. Like, yeah, it's starting to give people a wrong impression. I mean, shoot, let's talk about chilling time, guys. Let's talk about AF1 HD, because I'm gonna say we're, guys. That's crazy. We're pretty open about the story and what's happening, what's different. I mean, to be fair, everyone's played AF1, like everyone knows the basic bare bones story of what happens. I mean, there's no point in like not telling you what happens, because you already know. So the point is just emphasizing what's different, how things are going to change. Obviously we're not telling you how it ends, but we're telling you there's a lot of differences in how this story is told and how things are going. And honestly, this version of HD is, well, it's being built off a previous version, which is last year's. It's being built really fast, and I think it looks just as good as Stars Align. Well, maybe not. Definitely not. Okay, it's not as big or as detailed or as flashy, but it's definitely very good. And it's being built by a smaller team and relatively faster. I mean, I think right now they're not doing anything, but like they really speed ran building all those paths and stuff. I think it'll be cool whenever it comes out. No December release. It's probably going to be sometime in 24, but it kind of just started, so whatever. Redux sure exists. I don't know anything about Redux anymore, guys. Yeah, just go to their server if you want to know more about Redux. Stars Align's not the only game that's taking for freaking ever. We also have Robot 32. Honestly, I genuinely do not know what Kevin is doing with Robot 32 at the moment, but whatever it is, let's hope he does it a bit faster. I know he posts leaks in Burble.co, but they're very Kevin-y, and I don't want to critique what Kevin does, because for all we know, the game's probably like half done. And I mean, knowing Kevin, it probably is, because he has a really good work ethic. But like, man, it is taking a while. I mean, granted, it really only started development like 2021, but like, still, yeah. But you know what? It'll be good. It'll be good. It's a Kevin game. It's gonna be amazing. when it comes out. So, and I'm not really someone like sitting on the edge of my seat waiting for Robot 32. Like, it's just something that's in the background. Then when it comes out, I know it'll be good. So let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. Let's talk about Find Everything. Find Everything has had such a good year. I think the only thing that honestly is killing the game is the fact that it's a paid access game, which I'm going to be real. There have only been 2 paid access games that have ever done well in their lives. And that is their Bloxburg and there's Deep Woken. So, like, I forgot how much Robux it is, but it's enough to where you're like, okay, like, do I really want to get this? Like, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna, if they put some in-game, a way to buy that in-game currency, just like, in the game, then, I think they would make their Robux worth. Like, I don't know why it's such a huge thing. Especially when they have, like, things in there that are for premium only or other things like that. So, I think the fact that it costs Robux kind of hurts the game, because, like, it would have such a higher player count if it wasn't Robux. I mean, it's Polyhex, who's like one of the lead developers. Like, obviously, it's gonna have a high player count. It's Polyhex. Super Bomb Survival, Super Doomspire, Super Find Everything. But no, other than that, the game is like really good at platforming. There's some secret hidden stuff for people who care about story or whatever, or lore. There is no story in Find Everything, and it benefits from that because it can just be as goofy and as wacky and as amazing as it can be, and they don't have to like worry about like writers or writing anything really. But the game's really cool. It has some cool characters in it. It's got just an amazing art style and design and platforming. It's really good, super good. Yeah. What other platformers are there? Because if I'm gonna be real with you, like, there's not many that really follow anymore. It's a genre that's definitely, it's waning out. I think a lot of these games now a lot of the games I talked about in the last video are completely canceled, or they're just on hiatus, or just in some sort of limbo, because, you know, there's stuff like not Galactic Collapse. What's the other one? There's Adventure's End, which is obviously on some sort of hiatus. There's Blocky Kong, which I'm pretty sure is on some sort of hiatus. There's all those Sonic ones, like Sonic World Adventure. I don't know what's happening with that game. There's crap. What was it called? Relic. Yeah, Relic is I don't know what's happening with Relic. There's Prismatic, which is it's at the will of Actinian. And then there's Starstruck, which is just starting development. And I don't know, there's just a lot of games where they've still barely started, or nothing's happening, or they're on hiatus, or they're canceled. It's just a really sad cycle. And honestly, it's because the Roblox Adventure community, they need a jump start. It needs something to jumpstart it back to life. It needs something to create some sort of revival. Because honestly, in reality, whether people like it or not, an Adventure Forward or an Adventure Forward-like game is the thing that jumpstarts these things back to life. Find Everything was not able to accomplish that. Any tiny little game that comes out is not able to accomplish that. And if you've noticed, every like game that comes out and is like good, it's an Adventure Forward like. It's a story platformer where you're playing it for the story and for the characters. I mean, think of Pixel. Think of Heroes of the Forest. It follows that formula that Adventure Forward and Adventure Forward 2 and Crown of Shadows, it laid this out. It laid this out, and it's the formula that Stars Align is taking, and it's making even better. So it has to be Stars Align that puts the adventure platformer thing back on the radar of Roblox games. Because Microwave Dinner and, to an extent, Find Everything, they're kind of in their own corner of platformers. Like, they're going for the spectacle of the visuals, and you're like, whoa, this looks like a real game, guys. This looks like an actual, like, real game and not a Roblox game. Like they're going for the visuals, or they're going for the platforming, or they're going for both, which I would say is what all three of those go for. They are not going for story. As much as I'm making it out that Microwave Dinner has this dark story, that's all just conjecture on my part. They definitely are not thinking that Microwave Dinner has some sort of like dark lore or story. They don't give a crap about that. And then of course we've had games that have just been shut down because the developers are weirdos and creeps. So we've had Brick Battler. We can talk about, I don't want to talk about May, oh my gosh. But yeah, we've had Brick Battler. I mean, it's been re-released without May's disgusting hands all over it. And then we had Heroes of the Forest, which just makes me sad. It just really makes me sad. All in all, this just sucks. Adventure games are in just a really weird spot right now, where there's all these chess pieces. They're in these weird spots. A lot of them are honestly dead. The players are not really moving the pieces, and they just need something to move. They just need something to jumpstart this community back to life. Because if it doesn't, then it's just going to keep stagnating and stagnating and stagnating. There's going to be no new ideas floated around, and this whole genre of Roblox game is just going to die. Because contrary to popular belief, these games will do good. These games are going to be picked up by YouTubers who like niche Roblox games, and they're going to make them super popular. I mean, look at Hours and Fighting, and then even the Brick Battler, and even Entry Point. Like, all these games, they're niche, they're unique, they have a very unique look to them, and they're underrated. And Roblox YouTubers, the little ones, they're going to pick this game up, they're going to play it, they're going to enjoy it, and they're going to take it, and then they're going to kind of circulate it around, and it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. There's going to be a fighting effect. There's going to be like a Microwave Dinner effect. It's going to happen. It is 100% going to happen. And what these games just need to do is get off their high horses and stop being perfect and just release something that is good. That's all I'm going to say about it. Sorry for such a huge rant. This is so long. Oh my gosh. This is not going to get watched by anyone. But I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a hopefully better thought out, lighthearted video tomorrow.